back to another video. Today is super special because we got another horse update to Gen 3, the English Thoroughbred. I will be doing a review. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about the model, how it moves, the colors, stats, and we're going to talk to a few strangers and see how they feel about the new horse. As you can see behind me, this is Caspian. I bought him last night. Yeah, we'll get into confirmation. So, initially, this horse got a lot of hate, I would say. Not hate is a strong word, but let's just say everybody wasn't approving of this horse. And you can probably tell why. This horse looks extremely similar to the Trackner, which I'm very sure is actually based off of the Trackner and just has a few details changed. This horse was actually made once, and about a week before it was released, the community was so unsatisfied with the horse. They didn't like the face, they didn't like the trot, they didn't like a lot of things. And Star Stable actually listened to us and updated the horses a little bit and gave them more detail work, so they look much, much, much better. I'm very happy with that. Thank you, thank you. Now, I don't know a ton about thoroughbreds because I've only worked with like one in my entire life. So I'm not completely sure if there's different thoroughbred types. I'm pretty sure there really isn't. It's just on their build kind of determines what they can do. And thoroughbreds are so diverse in shape. Overall, yeah, it looks like a thoroughbred, but it also looks like it could be anything. But don't get me wrong, thoroughbreds could be mistaken for anything. However, I was just expecting a little bit more. I'm not too sure. There's just so many qualities about it that make it look a lot like the Trackner. The face, we'll zoom in here. It's okay. The only reason I actually like it is because they added so much detail work and it looks very realistic, and I love that. Even the nostrils are very new looking. But I have a problem with the nose. The mouth itself is like a little bit wide compared to the rest of his face, and his nose kind of like narrows in and then widens out to his cheekbone again. I'm sure some horses look like that, but it's just very odd, and this especially is very odd. It just doesn't look very thoroughbredy to me. Now, thoroughbreds commonly do have a very long neck and a narrow neck, which this horse does have. However, the neck is like identical to the Trackner, and it just makes me think of the Trackner. Same with the body and how they stand. They stand with this like forward-leaning posture, and their heads are also carried very high, which some thoroughbreds do and some don't. A lot of people were complaining because the horse itself is actually extremely narrow, which it is, and actually thoroughbreds can be very narrow. I've ridden one that hasn't been, but the other one that I actually worked with was quite narrow. This might be slightly unnaturally narrow, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with it really because it's not extreme. Although, yeah, they aren't very tall. Like, they are, but they aren't. Their legs just don't seem very proportional, and their back is very short. Their spine, super short. I wish that was just slightly longer, so it might look a little more natural. And also, you might have been noticing this whole time, there is a bug with this horse's standing animation. Their right back leg actually kind of breaks a little bit and bends forward when it really, really should not. That's definitely a broken leg. So, like I said, thoroughbreds can be quite diverse in how they look in their appearance and still be a thoroughbred. So, I I would give this like a 7.5 out of 10. It's I've seen much, much worse from Star Stable, but I've also seen much better. So, it's alright. I mean, I'm definitely gonna ride him and stuff. Um, Also, when I bought him last night, I was talking to some people about the thoroughbreds, and this one person had a very strange theory that I've never heard of. And I don't know if this is true. I don't know if Star Stable said anything about this. I don't think they did. But she said there are two different teams that create horse models, and that is how they're producing these new horses so fast. One team did the AQH, which is wonderful, and this team did, the second team did this thoroughbred, which is very clearly looks very different. It was very clearly modeled directly off of the Trackner and just tweaked a little bit. Um, they're both stylized quite differently. I don't know how to describe it. It's subtle, but there is a difference, and that would explain a lot of how some horses are really, really good and then some of them are just mediocre. Alright, we're gonna go look at the gates now. First, we'll do the basics. So obviously this is what the walk looks like. It's okay, in my opinion. It could be a little more relaxed and extended. It looks really stiff, but I think that's mostly because of how short the back is. This is the trot, which is everybody's favorite quality about this horse. Super, super cute. I absolutely fell in love with this animation. Much better than what it used to be, which was incredibly high stepping. It looked like a ripoff of the Andalusian. I don't really have a clip of it to show you because they actually deleted the original trailer for these horses because it wasn't a good representation of what they are now. But just take my word for it, it looked so much worse, but now it's super duper cute. The canter is just a recycled animation from, I think, the Andalusian, but it might have started at the Lusitano. I mean, it's, you know, it's what it is. It's not bad at all, but it's not new. The mid-gallop, I'm actually really unhappy with. It's a copy from the Trackner, and it's very unbalanced. The beat is super wonky, and they're very, like, tilted forwards. They duck their hips down a little bit, and it looks like they're going to topple forwards a little, or either fall backwards or slip. It's just... It's like they tried to combine a 3-beat gait with a 4-beat gait and do something in the middle, and it's just not great. And their neck is very, like, they're fighting it a little bit. It just doesn't seem very natural looking. Now, this is a very important animation. It's brand new specifically for the thoroughbred. It is the full gallop, which very clearly defines these horses as a racehorse type. I mean, it's great, and I will never say no to a new animation, but it does kind of look like a canine or a cat running. The way that their back hollows out, I'm very happy at how every single part of the horse is moving. Like, the neck, the head, the spine, everything about it is moving. But the way that the spine hollows out like that, when they leave the ground for a beat, it looks like a dog a little bit, and it's kind of unnatural for horses. I think their spine is supposed to move a little bit, but not quite as dramatic. But, I mean, it's still really nice. It's not bad. The pivot is kind of slidey and shitty. I wish it was a little better. The backup, simple, recycled, nothing terrible, although the ears kind of look like flowers swaying. It doesn't look like ears at all. The hard stop is really strange. I don't really know what's wrong with it. I can't put my finger on it exactly. I think it's just there is a hard stop animation that they recycled and then they added onto it a little bit at the end of the animation, so it lasts like a heartbeat longer than it should. It just takes a little too long and it's a little annoying, but it doesn't look terrible. Now the rear, it was recycled from the Andalusian, I'm pretty sure, and then they edited the end, so their feet kick out a ton. It's like a combination of the Andalusian and the Clydesdale rear. It's not great. I really hope it is changed because it looks like they are punching the air. It looks like they're fighting or boxing with like a punching bag. It's not great. I really hope that's changed. I would much prefer that they just recycled the Andalusian instead of doing that. Now there is an idle animation when you're dismounted that I really have a problem with. That thing, what just happened there? It's supposed to be like a weird head toss, but it looks like he's having a seizure for like 2 seconds. The rest of the animations are totally fine. I don't know why that one went so wrong. I completely forgot about the jump animation. I'm so sorry. I will show you right here with these stone walls. It's kind of new. I think they edited it a little bit. It's actually really cute. So this is the lope jump. They really arch over. And their neck and head doesn't move too much more than it should, which makes me really happy. This is the mid-gallop jump, which I think is the same as the gallop jump, just a little slower, more stretched. The canter jump and the mid-gallop jump are actually super different, and this is the full gallop jump, which is much more extended, almost like a steeplechase. I really like the jump animations. Their spine hollows out a little bit, especially in the canter, and their head stays in the same place. So they're not unnecessarily like throwing it around. Very cute, very cute. Overall, I would do like a 3.5 out of 5. There's a few glitches in the animations that need to be fixed, and unnatural movements that should be smoothened out a little bit. The trot really made up for a lot, but the mid-gallop took away a ton, so I cannot give this more credit. Now the colors, a lot of people were also upset about. They took down all of the previews, so I'm just gonna go by memory. I'm pretty sure I remember everything. The first initial update, which is this update, they released the black thoroughbred, this white thoroughbred, this dominant white, and a dark bay, which is in Fort Pinta. And this one and the black one are in Marley's farm, where the old quarter horses used to be. There's another normal bay that's not quite as dark. There's a chestnut, a seal brown, and a gray. And I think that's it, which is a little disappointing because they've been kind of like just shitting out these new horses and not really detailing the colors that much, because thoroughbreds can actually have paint colors in them sometimes, and roans, they can have pearls, I think. No, they can have cream dilutes. So like buckskin, palomino, and a roan on any of those. I was just really disappointed at how simple the colors are, and they're all just solid. I mean, some of them have socks, but it's occasional, and The only one I saw with a face marking was the gray, the chestnut, and the black. I don't quite remember what the chestnut has, but I think it has a face marking. I will try to find a picture of it. I'm sorry if I can't. They're just not very unique or special in their colors, and I was kind of disappointed. I was also hoping that the seal brown would come out today because that was my favorite, but it didn't, so I settled for the white because I was also going to get this one. Colors, honestly, like 2 out of 5. I don't really like them that much. They're kind of dull and, you know, just not very creative. Now that you know most things about this horse in the game, we're gonna go interview some strangers and see what they have to say. What is your favorite feature of the new thoroughbred? I like the gait. Which gate? The trot and canter are my faves. I agree wholeheartedly. Out of all colors that SSO showed, what is your favorite? The dark brown one. Okay. In your opinion, what's the worst quality about the new thoroughbred? The main TBH. Okay, I can see that being a little weird. What is the worst color that the forelock looks like a broom? In your opinion, what is the worst color of thoroughbred shown by SSO out of all of them? Not a fan of the gray dapple. I agree. How are the thoroughbreds compared to the new American Quarter Horse? I believe there are separate teams working on horses and they switch back and forth. This horse will never compare to the AQH. I agree. The new English thoroughbred is just a bootleg Andalusian. Or an upgraded Trackner. What's the worst? The walk is the same as the Andy. Yes. The trot is wonky. Oh my god, Mia, you're just going off. The canter is Andy. The gallop is the only thing that doesn't look smelly. I have one extra question. If you really don't like the new thoroughbred, why do you have one? The forelock makes it look like Dora. Only for the gallop. That was interesting. I think Mia really wrapped up this video. So overall, I'll put the overall score up here right now because I don't remember, frankly. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, drop a like so I know, and leave a comment about any qualities or things about this horse that you liked or disliked. I would love to read them. And subscribe to see more videos like this. Bye-bye!